Oh, welcome to Sonia Podcast. I am so sorry, everyone. I know y'all all is emailing me saying that y'all listen to the podcast, but you cannot hear anything. I'm sorry about that because when I made the podcast, I listened to it myself and I heard everything. But as I went and seen what y'all was saying, that you cannot hear the podcast. So the podcast actually was talking about respect. If you really worthy of respect, people will give it to you whether they like you or not. This is the interesting thing about respect. It is an automatic response people give to a certain way of being. You probably seen poor to middle class people who got more respect than some wealthy people. We also come across younger people who have earned the respect of those older than them. What caused this difference in the level of respect we give to people? Respect your time. The way you treat your time is a lot about the kind of person you are. Are you the type who replies to a text in a second? Or are you the type that's sitting by your phone for hours waiting for a text? Those who value their time naturally come off to us as more valuable. Here's why. For instance, a guy tells his girlfriend that he won't be available between 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. from Monday to Thursday will come off as more high value than one who wants to chat all day. Charles Darwin wrote, "A man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life." Try being more conscious about how you spend your time, and don't be afraid to also hold people accountable when they don't take your time seriously. If someone has a habit of coming to meetings or dates late, respectfully tell them that you don't appreciate how they keep taking so long to show up. Tell them next time they should let you know beforehand. And if they can't make it, you can just reschedule instead of wasting your precious time. When you do this, they understand that your time is precious and they respect you more for it. Take space. I take space all the time. I'm sorry. I need space. And I'm not going to allow you to waste my time. People always looking up to you to tell them how they should size you up. You just don't know it. According to Vanessa Van Edwards, a human behavior investigator, the first impressions don't even happen during the first interaction. They happen the moment people lay their eyes on you, whether they talk to you or not. Unfortunately, many people are not aware of this. When they are in a social gathering, they look around suspiciously and take a little space as possible. And when you give off the vibe that you don't have the right to be somewhere, people see it. They see fear and insecurity in you. And once they establish you as this kind of person, they interpret what you said as nerdy, even if it's cute. Now, what you want to do is assume an expansive position in social interactions. You don't need to be a big talker. You only need to make people think you're confident and you have a right to be there with them at that moment. If you're doing a presentation, walk around. Your freedom and flexibility will not just have an impact on those listening to you, it will also affect you. Hold your sentence strongly. Most people aren't deliberated enough about the kind of impression they want to leave on people. When they're in social interaction, this is why they stutter and blur out their words when they talk. Not holding your sentence strong when you're talking immediately sends a signal that you're not sure of yourself, and that is an instant respect killer. We believe people who appear sure of what they are saying. And if you're not talkative or loud, you can learn to hold your words like you mean them when you're talking. Always raise your voice when you speak. Look people in the eye. And when they try to interrupt you or talk over you, use a hand just to tell them to pause while you finish. These things may seem subtle, but they earn you huge respect in the long run. When people see that you value your words and your time and your value soars in their eyes, uphold your values. Some people have values that change depending on who they are with. For instance, they may say that they don't drink, but once they are with friends who drink, they compromise so they don't become the oddball in the group. Never compromise. If you don't do something, do not do it. Some don't even need a group to compromise their value. Once they are alone, they find themselves doing things that they wouldn't do when they are in public. This conflict of value is what otherwise called a lack of integrity. The American politician Julius Watts Jr. said, "It's doing the right things when nobody's looking." This sense of integrity is what leads to internal alignment. When you hold your values to others, you earn their respect. And when you uphold your values to yourself, you earn your own respect. And you need your own respect first before others can respect you. This is why integrity is important if you want to be someone people respect. Brian Tracy wrote in his book, The Power of Self-Confidence. The foundation of self-confidence is the basis of boldness and self-assertion. It's a deep inner trust based on living a life of perfect integrity and disciplining yourself to live consistent with your highest value in every situation. Learn to have difficult conversations. Like most people, I find difficult conversations very unnerving. I'd rather just let them float in the air while I nurse fantasies of revenge that I never act upon. But I noticed that my avoidant nature made people take me for granted. As the American rapper 50 Cent explained the 50th Law, a book he co-authored with Robert Greene in the Hood, it's those who are always afraid of trouble that gets in the most. People who can confront us and call us out on our bullshit instantly get our respect. Of course, we may not like them, but they surely get our respect. This is why you shouldn't aim to be liked, aim to be respected. They are two different things. People who are looking for likes are needy people who will never risk offending anybody. Respect is different. Sometimes you might need to risk offending some people to get them to see you in the light of someone worthy of their respect. Treat your pause like a pro. One of the fastest and most effective ways to quickly establish yourself as a person of strong character is to handle pause like a pro. Let's explain that. Let's say you stepped on stage for a presentation. Look around the room for a few seconds before saying anything. This will instantly establish you as a confident person who has control over the room. Here's another one. If you're a girl on a date, there's a huge chance that you're going to be the one leading the conversation. At some point, just let the silence roll while you look the boy in the eye. If he has any interest in you, he'll quickly feel self-conscious and look for something to keep the conversation going. This will quickly establish you as a girl who isn't overly concerned with impressing him. The bottom line here is that most people can't handle the silence moment in social interaction. They quickly find things to say to fill it up. Hence, anyone who can handle these quiet moments confidently will earn the respect of their audience. Make it a habit to observe those around you who gets a lot of respect from others. And you'll see that they have most of their habits figured out. People are always looking up to you to tell them how they should treat you. If you carry yourself like someone worthy of respect, they'll follow your lead. Sometimes people treat us poorly because we treat ourselves poorly. So always treat yourself with respect and always don't allow no one to disrespect you. Give respect. I was taught if you give respect, I'll give respect back to you. Respect is just actually really not given. You have to earn it. And I'd like to thank you for listening to Sonia Podcast. And I'm so sorry about this, everyone. Please give a 5-star review on Speaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to your podcast at. Please share. You can comment here at sv766752@gmail.com. You can follow me at son.ia9795 Instagram, Sonia Santiago, Twitter, Sonia Santiago, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest. You can go to my website, http://podcasters.wordpress.com, www.avilo. Use promo code Sonia, www.instacart156. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, you can buy me a coffee. Please listen to my Sun Sounds album on Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to your music at. And please follow Sounds on Instagram. Thank you. And I'm sorry about this again, people. Have a blessed night.